we got some news. We got some juicy news. One Piece Day is coming, and we have information on not only a new legend, but we're getting a new ship. Yes! Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the new fake dual legend that is Zoro and Sanji coming for the summertime event, or the end of the summertime event for One Piece Day, as well as the new ship, breaking down all the news and sort of seeing what's going on in the game. Obviously, Super Boss Casino is live at the moment, so hopefully you guys are smashing that out, and hopefully this sort of buys the time while you guys are grinding away. If you're enjoying the video, though, make sure to belt the like button. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button. With that said, let's check out the news. Alright, so huge shout out to the Discord, as always, for the news and images provided. I'm sure it comes from somewhere, so big shout out to whoever, like, data mines this sort of stuff. You know who you are. But we are getting a One Piece Day Straw Hat Pirates Summer Vacation Sugo Fest, and it is coming on July 21st, which is literally like a day from now. If you're asking me if I'm going to summon, look, knowing me probably, but like, I'm trying to cut back on summons, so I'm going to try and say no, but don't hold me to it, because you know me. So the first multi is a 30 gem multi. It is good to see when you see a 30 gem multi, and this particular structure is crazy. If you guys see here, Zoro and Sanji are guaranteed on the 25th multi. However, the banner goes up to the 50th multi. So you whales out there, bro, you're licking your lips, I'm telling you what. So, 5th multi is a Sugo Fest or Rate Boosters character. So literally in the first 5 multis, besides the discount, the 3rd multi is a Sugo. Kind of sucky. The 6th is a limited pool, and so is the 10th. That's not terrible, because the 8th is a Sugo Fest as well. And then we've got Sugo Fest on the 13th, which kind of sucks. And then basically we just go from there. So, look, if you're doing any summons on this banner, probably maybe like stop at 10. If you're a huge whale, like maybe go, like, obviously you go to the 25 because you want the new unit. But like, look at this, it goes all the way down to the 50th multi, and even the 50th is like limited pool Sugo Fest exclusive. So we're yet to see what legends are actually on the banner. But nevertheless, I don't think this is a Sugo you guys should be summoning on. Honestly, big old skipperoo. It's not a Super Sugo Fest, so like, if it's not a Super Sugo, you can pick this unit up anywhere you like. So obviously, if it's not a Super Sugo, it's not a like Kazuna Sugo, something like that. Definitely a big old skipperoony. So let's take a look at what the actual unit does. Zoro and Sanji. Now they are a fake dual unit, as you guys can see here. They're basically a Zoro and a Sanji. They're a fighter and a slasher, and they're just in the same sprite. Like, it's not like a switch unit. There's no switch ability. There's nothing fancy like that. They are a dex unit, and they are a fighter slasher, as I mentioned. They have int damage reduction. The fuck you got int damage reduction for, mate? The hell is that? Critical and pinch healing. Just int damage reduction on a 2022 unit. Like, get out of my game. They are a super type legend, which is kind of nice to see. And they do obviously have a rumble. They're an attacking style. Where they'll fit in the rumble meta for dex is already incredibly strong. So we'll have to wait and see where these guys fit in. They're on a 13-turn cooldown with limit break expansion. Obviously, this is completely maxed out. And with level 5 level limit break, they have 3,000 attack, 6,500 HP, and 500 recovery. So, pretty interesting unit. Let's take a look at what they actually do. Alright, so we've got the full breakdown here. Their captain boosts Dex characters' attack by 5.25 and Psi characters by 5.4. And then does a 1.25 times HP boost to Dex and Psi characters. So obviously you want to be building Dex and Psi teams. Obviously, with the whole, like, summertime event, it's all been Dex and Psi based as well. So, they reduce damage taken by 10%, makes Psi and recovery count as beneficial, and when this character taps with a Psi, recovery, or Wano slot, they boost the color affinity buff by 0.25. Pretty interesting mechanic. Adding 0.25 to the color affinity boost is pretty nice to have. But as a captain, I don't really know if that's, like, amazing. However, 5.4 to Psi, they're not a Psi unit, so it does help out when you're building, like, the teams, because then Psi don't get the super type. However, Dex will, and 5.25 is nothing to scoff at. As you guys have seen with the waifus, they've definitely held up in the meta, so, like, they're pretty good. They change block and type slots into Psi slots, reduces all enemies' HP by 10%, which is very, very good for supports. This is a Zoro character, so you can use Kyorashiro. That is good to see. Love to see a Zoro that does damage. Does a 1.75 increased damage taken debuff to all enemies for 2 turns, and if there are 6 Dex or Psi characters on the crew, boost color affinity of Dex and Psi characters by 2.5 for 1 turn. 2.25 times otherwise. So if you're building a full Dex and Psi team, you're going to get a 2.5 times color affinity, which is really good. Straight up, really, really good. The only other character that does this is Koala. I'm pretty sure she's a 2.5 times color affinity. But then obviously with these guys as the captain, it becomes a 2.75. So that's kind of nice. Obviously, mono dex teams are going to be great. And this unit is going to work very, very well with Super Tandem Luffy. Because Super type, Luffy's a fighter booster. This unit's a fighter. You can get this super. Unfortunately, they're not free spirit, which kind of sucks. But you can get the super type. You can get this super class. And then you have a 2.75 times color affinity boost. As well as a super type, super class, and a 3.5 times orbis or something silly. The super type, you must have a Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook, or Jinbei on the team. So very easy to do. And they deal 100 times their attack in non-type damage to all enemies, which is great for wave clearing shenanigans like Treasure Map. And then reduces Dex and side characters' cooldowns by 1 turn. That is awesome. I love super types that give cooldowns. It's just so good. Boost the chain multiplier by 1.5 for 1 turn. And changes Dex into super Dex. That is actually pretty good. Honestly, 1.5 chain boost, just free, is great. However, it does rule out that whole Kiyoshiro thing that I was just talking about. So, like, that kind of sucky. But, nevertheless, not a bad super type. Not a terrible special, but not a bad special nevertheless. Like, not a lot of characters do this. So, that's pretty nice to have. Their Sailor gives Dex and Psi characters base stats plus 100 and makes Dex, Psi, and Tandem Orbs beneficial to Dex and Psi characters. They reduce int damage by 7% with their Limit Break, as I mentioned. They get a 10% damage boost if you hit a perfect 90% of the time, and heals 1.5 times their recovery when you're below 50% when landing a perfect. Their support, once per quest, if inflicted with increased damage taken by the enemies, applies 1.3 increased damage to all enemies for 1 turn and goes on any Straw Hat member. That's interesting. Like that, I don't know when that actually happens all the time. If inflicted with increased damage taken by the enemy, that doesn't happen all that much. So it'd be interesting to see how that sort of works. Their Pirate Festival, they ignore Special Bind and they reduce quick damage. They target the closest enemy and they attack normal, powerful. Their Special targets Dex allies, attack up level 5 for 10 seconds and targets 2 enemies with low current HP for 2 times attack, 2 times. Okay, what's their cooldown for? 35 seconds. That is not fast. That is not fast at all. So that's kind of not redundant. It's a lot worse. Dex allies receive 5 attack up to 5 defense up and 5% crit up. They're not the be-all or end-all when it comes to Rumble, but nevertheless, they are not a terrible unit. Like, they're not a bad unit. However, do I think they're game-breaking? Definitely not. Do I think they're a unit you need? Definitely not. So, I feel like this unit is just sort of something that's in the game. It's kind of just there. If you want to use it, it's there. If you don't, it's not. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on Zoro and Sanji in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the new 50 summon banner structure, which is absolutely wild to me. And let me know if you'll be summoning as well. Most importantly, though, belt the like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you are new, hit that big red subscribe button. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's see you later, boys. Oh, so I totally forgot. We actually have a whole new ship. This is... Yo, so I actually totally forgot. We actually have a whole new ship. Now, this wasn't in the news. I had to go to, like, another tab, but this was the other, like, big thing that got announced. And for me, this is the most exciting part. We haven't had a new ship since the Aura Jackson in, like December of 2020. So, Roger and Odin's release was the last time we had a new ship. So, I'm incredibly excited for this one. The Whale Sharks, at the unlockable quest, it'll cost you 30 gems. You'll get the ship for free. You obviously want to run, like, double chopper, so you get all this cotton candy. And you get a bunch of whole other really nice stuff as well. That's going to come on the 21st of July, Pacific Standard Time as well. And what the ship does, it actually does this. Shout out to Rizzy for the information. Whale Shark's ability at their top grade, give 1 turn of cooldown at the start of the quest. Boost the crew's attack by 1.6 times, and your HP by a flat rate of 10,000. Makes crew's tandem slots have matching slot effects, and makes it easier to land perfects. Also gives you 1.25 times pirate XP, so pretty nice other option for like a host ship. I still think the host ship's going to be used more for like XP farming. Actually, I think it's the same as the host ship, isn't it? If it's the same as the host ship, it just directly replaces the host ship. So that's kind of something to note, and something for new players. If you're a newer player and you're looking for a ship to pick up, this ship is going to be amazing for you. Unless the hoe does more XP, then I'd probably pick up the hoe, but this ship's great. I'm pretty keen for it. So this is actually the end of the video. Bye!